all right. Thank you, great. I, oh, oh, I remember. I that every night. So, I just go to the Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. Good evening, good evening. How are you guys? Yes, yeah, I'm trying to fix that right now. Okay. Awesome, 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 awesome. Our presenter is also in the house. Our guest presenter. Just give me a minute. My network was um, going off. Alex, where you are? Just Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to see you all. It's such a wonderful. I don't know if these days have been wonderful, but they have been very, very hot. How has the heat been treating you for those who are here in Kampala? But otherwise, it's always a pleasure to meet you guys here every Thursday. The theme for this Thursday, as always, is called Value Thursday. And the purpose of Value Thursday is to bring as much value to you in all aspects of life. In line with our mission as Borawatu Africa, we are in the space where we feel that we can inspire curiosity and critical thinking for everyone that is in a place of transitioning from where they are and where they want to go. This is a space for personal growth and personal development. If you're the type of person that desires to have a certain change about your life, or you want a certain type of awakening, this is the space for you. I welcome you all that are here for the first time. It's always amazing when I see people that I know take deliberate steps to change their life moving forward. And for those that are here for the first time, I welcome you to Borawatu Africa. The name itself, Borawatu, suggests it's a Swahili adaptation meaning better people. So everything that you see here that we're doing is driven towards becoming better people. We meet here every Thursday, and of course, occasionally we meet on other occasions when we have programs that are currently running. Today we have this session, part of Value Thursday. We have a program called Leaders in the Making, and this is a spotlight series where we highlight people who are on this journey of self-improvement. I can tell you, as someone like me, my journey had to start at a certain point, and of course, you encounter various challenges along the way, but also great lessons. And we brought in this program to bring to the space that, you know what, there might be people who might benefit from something like this, hearing from someone else's story, someone who has perhaps walked the journey that they are embarking on. Perhaps they have found a solution somewhere, and you can just listen in and be at a point that, you know what, that is something that I can actually apply in my life. Personally, I happen to have some mentors, very many mentors. I perhaps maybe got lucky to have a community where there's a lot of personal development, where you get to travel and go for various trainings, meet people who are really successful, people who are highly powered charged. But not everyone has that opportunity. Not everyone has that opportunity. Yeah. So a space like this, we bring people who are on that journey of improvement. Where do they hang out? Who do they meet? What kind of books that they do they read? And today, the person that we are going to be having this discussion with is someone that I have seen at a distance and grown to admire because of how they carry themselves and their liking to quality of experience. And this someone that I know that likes cleanliness. Is something that I noticed about him. And I'm happy to welcome Alex to the call. Alex, I'm happy to that you're going to be joining us this evening. We're excited to hear your story, and I'm actually interested in hearing a lot about your experience with Formula One. You will tell us a little bit about that. But otherwise, Alex, welcome to the call and say hello to the people here already. Welcome.
Good evening. All right. Good evening, members. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be invited on this platform, and I'm feeling at home for sure. I'm feeling at home. Thank you so much.
Alex, I don't know if it is my on my end, but guys on the call, can you confirm if you can hear Alex?
Can everybody hear me very well?
Okay, all right. The thumbs are up. I guess they can hear you very well. So, Alex,
All right.
I welcome to this session. You've been a member of Borawatu for some time now, and how has been
Sure.
the experience for you?
Burawatu has been the best experience because I'm really feeling at home. I'm feeling really, my soul has got where it has been yearning to be
Mm,
uh, in a place where all people we meet with the same ideas and same likeness. Most of the Africans see reading as wasted of time. But I
mm.
thank God I found a platform where I feel at home. For sure, I'm really glad about that.
Okay. What is one thing that you've perhaps discovered here in Borawatu? Like, okay, these guys are doing this.
No, first of all, I've liked the graphics, how you handle your graphics. That's the fact.
Mm,
Your posters, your flyers are really clean and smart. Point.
mm.
They are so professional. They are so really professional, and that's a thumbs up for Barawatu. And the other thing is what I've liked people of the same kindness and likeness and a goal that I've found on this platform. For example, Gava. Yeah, sure.
Eddie. I see. Of course, you're definitely making new friends here at Barawatu. So, when I was going through your profile, you seem to have involved in quite a lot of things, and the first thing that came to my mind is how is Alex doing all these things? It seems to be quite a lot. Isn't the plate very full for you?
Literally, the plate is too full for me.
Too full.
But before I go any further, I want to thank somebody special.
You all right?
I have to thank on this platform two of them. They're special to me. First of all, I want to thank Catherine Roda because through Catherine Roda, I managed to join a Readers Club somewhere. But when I met Catherine helped me meet Mary. So it's Mary Anthony who introduced me to Borawatu. I remember we had a session somewhere of I'm forgetting Saint Onome. Yeah, that's where Mary expressed and opened up for me Borawatu, and Mary, I'm really, really, really happy for that. Please clap for her. I want you to clap for her. Mary, may God bless you, and Catherine, may God bless you.
Oh yeah, oh, yeah. Thank you very
Yeah.
much, Mary, for that. I'm happy to hear that. So, going into your video is a bit shaky. I don't know if it is just my network on my side or on your side.
No, it's
Guys who are
my,
listening
my
in, could you confirm?
yeah. My screen was shaking a bit,
Okay.
but it's fine now.
All right. Okay. It's freezing on my side. I don't know if it is only on my side or yours as well. But what I'm going to do for now, let me turn off my video.
Yeah, even on my side, it's kind of freezing.
Yeah. Alex, I, the, okay, let me turn off my video for now to save bandwidth. Maybe it's on my side. All right, guys, you can confirm if you can. We can hear. At least we can go on with the sound. We won't wait for the video. All right, Alex. I'm interested in hearing about your journey. The purpose of today, at Leaders in Making, we want to spotlight someone who is on this journey of self-improvement, in the hope that perhaps someone out there listening, they can learn something from what you have been able to accomplish on your own. Uh, in our book club that we are both part of, you posted a picture of the books that you have read, very neatly organized. I took keen interest in some of the books in there, and you could tell someone who is taking deliberate action to improving themselves in themselves. They are not just reading any kind of book. I'm interested in hearing this journey of yours. You tell us a little bit about yourself and what life looked like before. Have you always been like that? You seem to be someone who is very, very measured and very methodical in how you execute your things. How did this start for you? This journey of self improvement.
Oh, okay. My name is Nsimbi Alex. Begin with that. I'm the only man proud of my name. The Chiganda name that makes a meaning. Mutiaba means fetching. Nsimbi means money. Alex means honesty. So I fetch money honestly. That's the meaning of my name, Mutiaba Nsimbi Alex. Uh, I'm the firstborn in my family. For we are 5 children in my father's house and my mother's house. But I'm the firstborn and I'm the first leader. So being a firstborn makes me a natural born leader. Um, Educational achievement. My educational achievement is I have a bachelor's degree in computer education from Kumba University. That is, I had a glimpse from computer science and ICT. Both of them, I have a degree on them. In my professional life, I'm a teacher. I've been teaching the A level and O level syllabus plus the Cambridge syllabus. In my entrepreneurial life, I sell computers personally as my entrepreneurship, and I sell IT services. Professionally, I work with Upstick International. It's an IT firm, though it looks like a shop, but we have a lot of companies we are working for in terms of IT. I work with SGA, Security Group of Companies, and DP Electricals in electronic taxes. And then I work with, getting the company I'm working with. I'm having a lot of companies I'm working with. I'm getting DP Electricals, I'm having SGA, I'm having Upstick International that I'm working with. And my life when I was young, before I evolved to becoming a person I wanted to became a bit hard. I want to thank God that He has given me a taste of both what we call the corporate life and typical hustling life. I've grown up in a family at once. Family, everything was good. I went to best schools. I remember in the village, our school was called Machin Junior School. Those who know Makinde very well, Makinde Junior School was one of the best schools by then. But by the time when I reached senior six, my mother was finding a lot of financial constraints. But he called me in his bedroom and told me, "You know what, Alex? We're putting school on hold because I can't manage your school fees with the rest of your siblings. So I'm going to request you to understand and let me even cater for the little ones." That really opened my world, whereby now school is over when I'm in form 6. and I had to start working for myself. I have to start to look for work by the times I was in senior six. So that is about me briefly that I can say, Steve.
Oh wow, that that must have been quite something. How did you take it at senior six, especially? I mean, every child would want to study and go all the way through. How did you take it?
Uh, Literally, it was hurting. It was really hurting because when you could meet your fellow classmates, they were telling you, you know what, I'm going to Makerere, I'm going to Bulo, I'm going to Chambogo, I'm going to see you. So all of them, they are bombarding with a lot of universities that they are going to join. And now, guess what? The next question was, what about you? Which university are you going to join? But
Mm.
as you want to keep up, I want to keep up with the Joneses. You say, me, I'm going to Makerere, I'm going to Makerere, I'm going to Makerere. But truthfully be told, my father had told me, Alex, with you, I'm done and I have no fees for you. So it was really hurting.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Alex, I'm gonna suggest something just for the technicals here. I'm gonna ask you to sign out, and I think if you use your phone, we might be able to get a better feedback because you're really
Oh,
shaking this side. Eh? If you can use your
okay.
mobile phone, it's totally fine. Don't worry about the aesthetics, but at least if the sound can come in very well, yeah. I can
All
wait
right,
for
all right,
you in the meantime.
all right.
All right, guys. So as Alex gets back, we shall, when it comes to online presentations, usually such things happen. So you always you always account for that. I like the story that he's starting with. I can only imagine at the time when most of us finished senior six, at least for those who have gone that far, you would want to complete all the way. I mean, most cases it's about how many years, 2 or more, 3 years, and then you're done with that. So I can only imagine the experience of seeing everyone else that they are continuing with their life and yours is stopping along the way. As we wait for Alex to get back, I would like to just throw in something here for those who are on the call here for the first time, or you have been a member, joining into these value calls. Everything that we are doing here, it's from the premise that we don't know enough. I have said before there are levels of consciousness that one can exist where that you know, or you don't know that you know, or you don't know that you don't know. So about very four levels of consciousness where someone can exist, and what it means is that your awareness of the world really is impacting on everything that you're pursuing, the decisions that you're making. So the platform that we have right here has various programs that we carry out, and currently we have a self mastery program called Take the First Step. Now, when we designed this program in the very beginning, we looked at the person who is at a stage of transitioning from where they are to where they want to go. And Take the First Step, it is a self awareness and self mastery program where you're able to discover certain things about yourself and have an understanding of why you make the decisions you make in your life. And with that, it's our hope that you will be able to make better judgment for decisions that perhaps can get you closest to the life that you can perhaps enjoy yourself. Thank you very much, Alex. This is much better, and I can imagine the audio is also going to be spectacular. So before you had jumped up to switch gadgets, we had stopped on the part of your beginning, how it was for you being thrown into the area of perhaps looking for money. I can only imagine, were you looking for that money for yourself, or it had to perhaps go down to your siblings as well? What was the intention for you going to do work?
Now, my intention for going to work was that literally now I thought it was the only option I was left to do is get into the workforce. And
Mm.
the other thing is, personally, as I've grown up, I've raised my four kids, my four siblings, because I remember those times when mommy could walk out, she has gone in the village, she could leave you with all those kids and cater for them. So I feel part of the money that I could make I could share with them. But literally, my father rang it in my head that, you know what, you're a man now, you need to go out and start working, because working is the way out now we have. Perhaps if you get successful with work, you might come back and help your brothers and sisters. That really made me go into the market for jobs. But guess what? Even the market of jobs I had to do was really funny. It was
Mm-hmm.
really funny.
And speaking of,
Guess what, people?
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Guess what?
Mm,
I had to, my first job, I remember my aunt, the sister to my father, she owns a stone quarry. So I had to go in a stone quarry and I started getting stones, quarrying stones,
mm,
putting them on rollies. It was really a big task. I remember these people made me to load a full rolly of stones and they gave me 1,500. Then it failed out. I felt I was really cheated. I went into, uh, you know, building what they say occupota in
mm-hmm.
Uganda, that COHORT. So I went
Current
in for
stand and all.
occupota. Well, I beg your pardon?
I think Okupota is like, you carry the sand to the mixer, to
Ah,
the bricks and all
ah.
that. Yeah.
So, but by the time when I reached there, these people could exploit me simply because they knew I'm a new guy on the platform and I really need this job. So I worked. As we were working, the house where we are working on, I think they are not fully done with their legal works. Legal works. Police came and wanted to arrest us. We had to run away. After running away, I'm seeing an advert on Star TV that these people need a store manager. Guess what? I went and I signed in for a store manager. These people gave me cups, flasks, and trays to move along the streets of Kamoja as selling. And they told me whenever you sell, the commission you get is what? Man, it was really hard for me. It was really hard for me.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
Yeah, I can imagine. But I'm curious because most people would sit. I don't know if you had a choice. Did you have a choice? Because I feel like some people put in such a scenario, they do sit while others decide, you know what, let me go and do whatever it takes. Looking at this period, were there any particular moments that made you realize that perhaps you wanted to change, given that you came from, parking a lorry to Kupota, and then, of course, the sales with that from a store manager. At what moment made you realize that, you know what, I think it's time to change the status quo, given even my education background? I don't have a degree, so the odds are stacked against me.
Now, guess what? That makes the story interesting. Me, I thank God. I wanted IT, I wanted computers. I started interacting computers with way back. In my P5, that's when I had my first computer lesson. Yeah, we can imagine our years by then. I think it was 2000 something three, or then I had my computer lessons on Machinga Junior School. When my father saw my curiosity in computer, he brought a computer for me in P6. So we had a desktop at home in P6. So I started navigating with computer way back because I had passion for it and I loved it so much. So as I've been coming through school, my fellow people could know me. Alex with computers is good. Alex with computers is good. Here comes a time where I cannot exercise my computer thing. Um, when tough gets to the toughest, my father comes in right now. When my father comes in, you know what? He comes with the idea. I have a friend of mine. He owns an iron smelting. It's called this metal fabrication. Yeah,
Mm.
metal fabrication in Chibuye. It's called Ultrama Metal Works. He told me, Alex, I'm taking you this site. At least they will teach you and you get some money. So these guys exploited me. They made me work a lot. But what helped me turn my tables and now start working upon me is, I've been helping people with computer issues. Now here comes a guy at my church. He tells me, Alex, you've been coming at my home and helping me with computer. When my email is done this, you come and help. Now, I've given your contact to the Chinese people that I work with. They have issues with their hard drives. They need you to help them, and I've recommended you that you're the best person to help them. Guess what? It gets into COVID times or it gets into those times, and he literally tells me that you're the only person that I've seen that will help these guys, and I've recommended you there. What I decided to do is I said, let me go there and see how I can help. When I reached there, this company is called Shandong High Speed Uganda. It's for Chinese. It's one of the lead companies that brings Sinotrax in Uganda. When I reached there, I sat down and I looked at the hard drive. I maneuvered and figured out how I can help this Chinese person. He told me, Alex, they have recommended you, and you're the only person to save me. If these hard drives fail, I'm losing my work here. Please help me. They gave me a car that drove me back, and I told them, let me go with the hard drive, find a way I'll play with it. Early morning, they sent me a car to come and pick me up. I went into this Chinese, and I fixed the hard drive. This Chinese, one of the lead boss, was so happy to the extent that he gave me a cigarette and told me, do you smoke? Do you smoke? Because of the happiness. He could not believe it.
Wow.
And he said, no, I don't smoke. Guess what? He gave me an empty receipt and told me, write the amount of money you want.
Wow.
Into this receipt. You don't know what you've done for me. This is a very big company. But remember, I was in senior 6. I was stuck. I've been from COHORT. I've been in movie. I was so, you know what? How much I put in there is, I put 300.
300.
300,000. Because I felt this was a lot of money based on the situation I've been at that time. And my father was so astonished. And he wondered, man, this boy of mine, they have sent him a car to come and pick him from home. They could drive me from home to their workplace. So when I did that, it really showed me that I'm beyond COHORT. I am beyond stone quarrying. I am beyond metal fabrication. Because if a Chinese person can give you a blank check, as somebody has said, that really means you have a lot of value attached to you.
Definitely.
And remember, being a natural born leader, I have to be an example to my sisters, to my brothers. So literally, I'm seeing myself as like, wow. Guess what? The second scenario happens like this. This Chinese company guys, they were constructing a road in Masaka as they were draining sand from Rela. So the computer that had all the plans of doing the work crashed in the field. Guess what? This guy who fixed the hard drive could be able to fix this computer. They called me again. Hello, Alex, where are you? Our computer has got problem. How can we find you? I'm paraphrasing their accent. This, where are you? How can you help us? I tell them I'm in Kampala. They said we are driving from Masaka. We are coming there. I remember we met at Mulago Shell. I was standing there. This guy drove all the way from Masaka to Shell around Mulago, where there's First Pharmacy now. And when I was standing there, these border guys could look at me and they say, so this V8 pushes in. And then these guys were like, wow, that V8 is cool. By then, there were the VX trending. Said, which people are in this V8? Guess what? They opened the door for me to come and sit.
Stones.
and oh my God, all these border guys were like, wow. So I enter into this car and I look at their laptop. The fact is, I had to press one button for this computer to get back into normal. I told them, you know what? This problem is too big. I can't fix it from here. It is too big. It's way too big. And they told me, you know what, Alex? tomorrow can you have the computer? I said, tomorrow you have computer, no problem. Let me take computer fix. All night I'll be doing computer. I said, no problem. As long data is back. Said, yes, data will be back. I went, pressed the F1 key, the computer ran back. Early in the morning, they sent me a car to pick me up from home. And I took the computer to them. These guys screamed. And they told me, but do you have magic? Ugandan, you have magic for computer? I said, no magic for computer. This I know how to do.
Skill.
And they were so wondering. I remember when I stepped out of the V8, these border guys called me and told me, Okolana Ministry, are you a son to a big person? I said, no. I fix computers. I was fixing a radar for the Chinese. So literally that changed the trajectory of my life, and I saw my life on a different level and a different scope.
Yeah.
Yes, Steve. Thank you so much.
It's quite a moment of belief. I mean, how many people have had that opportunity of blank, you call it a blank check, like at that age?
Call a blank check.
Yeah, and you can imagine, we have these societal constraints. The book that we are currently reading, it has something to do with domestication, as you very well know. We have these societal constraints where someone feels that if I get this, then I will be successful. If I have this, in this case, I mean, you hadn't yet gotten your perhaps degree in computer or something like that, but you had already moved a long way, right?
Sure.
Yeah, it's quite interesting when you look at it like that. So your journey started from there. I mean, I can imagine there's a spark of belief that, you know what, I never got this. My life was taking this trajectory, but it never happened.
Sure.
But it can be more than that. So I'm guessing that played a big part as your motivation on this journey of self-improvement. Were there any specific goals that drove you in those early stages, given that, of course, the opportunities came at an early age, but at the same time you have siblings, and I don't know if I can imagine your dad, of course, was constrained with resources. Were there any goals that you were driving towards in those early stages?
First of all, being a natural born leader, as it is said, being a firstborn is being a natural born leader. I really wanted to be an example to my siblings. I wanted them to emulate me. And the other thing is, if you don't have money, life is hard. Poverty sucks. You suffer a lot. Eh?
Yep.
So literally, my main goal is to make money. I know.
Yeah. It's
to
an
make
honest
money.
goal.
Eh? It's everyone's goal.
Yeah.
So that's one of the goals that motivated me. When I sat into that car coming and picking me from home, I said, wow, if I can be driven as a boss, if I can be driven as a person who's going to provide solution, that really became a goal to me, that good life is good. Good life is good. And I aimed at having a good life, because these people were driving me into Bugolovi, and I could move through these apartments. I could move through these houses. I could get into these hotels where the Chinese were living, and really life was good. And guess what? Tomorrow I have to go in a stone quarry. I have to go to Kupota. I have to go for metal fabrication. Now you can imagine the imbalance that I could see. Yeah, literally, I had a taste of both.
Yeah.
And my sisters were looking at me. My brother was so surprised when he saw an Alphard coming to pick me from home to take me and work for Chinese, literally. And guess what? When I was getting into my field of IT, I never aimed at making money, but I was solving a problem, literally, that my intention wasn't about money.
Yeah.
But that was my major goals as to why I wanted to change the trajectory of my life.
Yeah. Of course, now you've just mentioned that you had a taste of both worlds, coming from a stone quarry, and then, of course, going to the upside of Kampala, Golovi, see how all these people live. Did you have any doubts in between if you were the right person to be, success? Sometimes people need to accept to deserve it, that, I come from here, but I can actually have this. Did that were there any doubts in between there, or fears that, do I really fit in this? Is this for me, or this is too good to be true?
The fact is, it was too good to be true. Remember, being in a stone quarry, being on a metal fabrication, you're dirty. However much you bathe, you're dirty.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I get into these people and they are clean. They are looking nice. Leave alone, but they have not applied any makeup. They have not applied anything. They have not showered, but they look clean and they look smart. Enter to their houses. You look into your fingers. Your fingers are dirty, but you scrubbed them in the night. I looked into their houses, and literally, I was dreaming. It was totally too good to be true that I was next to these people, and they are looking at me as their God. Because if a person, a managing director of a company, tells you, "My life and my work is in your hands," but you look at the way you're dressing and you're looking, I was black. I was looking awkward. I really felt it could not be possible. Sure, Steve.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's quite a story that you've given us this time. I can only imagine if yeah, with the feeling of whether am I really the right person to be doing this? But I want to
I,
jump into, of course, concentrating on the belief itself and building resilience. That perhaps you are the person for this. What are some of the hardest challenges that you encountered as you began this process of changing? You're coming from the stone quarry, and of course, seeing a version of life that it could be. What are some of the hardest challenges that you encountered as you began the transition?
Steve, guess what?
Tell me.
And members of the platform.
Hmm.
My father, now remember, my father had lobbed a chance for me as a fabrication from a friend. A friend wanted 1 million for me to be educated with the fabrication, and my father said I could not raise all that money, but we are friends, helping my son to come and work.
Hmm.
Like, as you're teaching him, let him labor for you. I think it will be a good bargain. Now, time reached when my spirit could not fit with the fabrication. Literally, I stopped going for metal fabrication. And my father warned me, if you dare stop going there, saying that you're going for your computers, I'm going to chase you out of my house
Wow.
and go. So my father was literally, I don't blame him, because for him, he was seeing, he was securing a future for me,
Yeah. It's
by
all in
putting
you.
me in fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had lobbed the chance whereby they had allowed me to study just to labor as a payment. But now I could dodge simply because I had the chance with the Chinese. So I could not go to work. So this guy calls my father and tells him, your son is no longer consistent. I don't know what is happening with him. But my father, I could leave home and I tell them I've gone for fabrication, but no, I stopped going there. My father sat me down in the morning and told me, Alex, you know what? If you stop going there, you stop coming in my house. Deal done.
Wow.
Steve, that gave me a total turn off. I really felt the person who could understand me could not understand me. But either way, I felt him for him because he felt he was securing my future. That was the biggest challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. I think when it comes to parents, they are like our gods on earth. Obviously, we do in the beginning,
Sure.
we do a lot of things
Domestication.
to impress them. I'm curious though, what keeps you going, or what kept you going through this transition, and of course the imminent threat, the ultimatum that had been given to you. I mean, I'm curious, what kept you going even in the face of that threat?
Guess what? God likes his people. God came in through for me. Then here happens the sister to my mother. She's a bursar in a certain school. She gets a chance for me, and they gave me a scholarship in Nkumba University. When they gave me a scholarship in Nkumba University, I remember I went there, and because I never had career guidance in my family, or my parents are not educated, unfortunate, but they have tried to educate us as much as they could.
Yeah.
They take me and they ask me, what course are you going to do? I tell them BBA. I never knew the meaning of BBA, but because of the connections the sister to my mother had in Kumba University, because she schooled
Oh, I think Alex has gotten a phone
sat
call.
with the academic registrar and he guided me, told me what. He told me, what is your passion? I told him I love computers. He told me, you know what? I'm going to give you computer education. It will give you both computer science and it will give you both IT. ICT is different from computers. From there, she's an alumni in Kumba. I'm giving science. So he told me, I'm going to give it, if I give you education, it will give you an all-round person. I embraced that and I started. That gave me a thrust. Guess what? I had to quit going on those fabrications. But when I reached into university, I made sure that even the lecturers knew me that I could fix computers. Steve, I fixed computers for lecturers. I helped the university to do certain projects during the course, and the university wanted to employ me. The university wanted to employ me. Literally, that gave me a thrust. I started selling hard drives to lecturers, to my fellow students. I started fixing their computers. It gave me a push and really made me feel that I'm in the right environment. Yeah.
Of course, the
Yeah.
stars were aligned. On as of course as you're building up resilience,
Sure.
oftentimes when we are faced with motivation and all these kinds of videos, people telling us never quit, never give up. Can you tell us a point in time where you felt like giving up in this whole process of things, where you felt like I
Uh,
don't know if I can continue with this?
okay. Now I'll push it a bit forward. I'll push it a bit further. I had put all my guts in education, and now uh, I went into teaching. So when I went into teaching for as teaching practice, I thought this school would retain me as an IT teacher because I did a lot of marvelous work there. But I thought these people would retain me. They never retained me. It killed me off. It killed me off. I thought, oh my God, these people have pushed me away with all what I've done. It
Rejection.
was really, I felt like giving up. But little did I know that God was calling me for the greater.
Yeah, yeah.
All my eyes were focused on being a teacher and sitting in a computer lab to teach students from senior 1 up to senior 6. And I thought, oh my God, now I've lost all this. Steve, I lost hope.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm, mm. I can
I lost hope.
imagine. I can
Yeah,
imagine. Of course, it's. I think it's something most people can relate with. When one door closes, it almost feels like the world has closed all its doors. And
yeah,
perhaps maybe as a Christian, of course, you understand sometimes you're being redirected to go somewhere else. You've spent so much time in one area,
yeah.
but suppose God closes that area for you to look for a different door. But of course,
Mm,
now we are going into the part of what you have learned along this. You have so many amazing lessons. Very few people have had the kind of character development moments. We call them red letter moments that you have had. And as of course, as you mentioned earlier, not many people have had the opportunity of someone even tempting to give them a blank check to write the amount they want for that. So you have all these lessons. And I like that you mentioned that you have had a taste of both worlds. And your story is a reflection of a lot of Ugandans. And for those who are on the call, I would like you to listen to Alex's story in the sense that perhaps in one way or another, you know someone that has been there. And Alex, you mentioned something about your father threatening you and giving you an ultimatum. And I think, Alex, if you're on the call, I think you've mentioned something like that with the disappointment of a father,
yeah,
where you decide to take a different career choice or life choice. And, these are your gods on earth. They look a
yeah.
certain type of way at you. But if you're going to be the type of person as a leader you've positioned yourself now, yeah, we are looking at things that you have discovered and lessons that you have learned along the way on this journey. What have you discovered about yourself?
What I've discovered about myself, Steve, first thing is I'm a natural born leader, whereby when I flow into places, when I get into spaces, they automatically give me positions to lead without forcing, without fighting. I had this from Agaba, and I feel we share the same spirit with Agaba. Agaba, I think Agaba is online.
Yeah.
And whereby And because I had a guy was saying that whenever he gets into a place, he's literally given as a leader, you know. And I've got into places where I'm the leader. My boss is sending me to World Vision. We are losing the contract, and it's telling me, Alex, go and fight for this contract. We need it. You go, you sit on the panel, you sit and you sit with these people, and literally you fight. Literally, it tells me, Alex, you're the right person for this. But man, it just picks me out of my desk and tells me, Alex, you know what? Go and sign the contract on behalf of me. I feel it's you. You go to the church and they're telling you you're the coordinator for the youth. You get into the workplace, they're telling you you are the manager of the workers. You know, you're the workers are into their hands. You know, you get at home, mother is reporting, you know, Alex, your sister's doing this. My father calls me up and tells me, Alex, your sisters are doing this. Can you help? Are you getting it?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
literally, I found out that I'm a natural born leader.
Mm.
And the other thing I found out that God has created us. And when God has created us, there is an inner man he put in us. And that's the activity. God sent me on this world to fix computers. Steve, I can tell you some computers, I just look at them and they get back to life. I just lay a hand on it and it gets back to life. At times I wonder how it comes about.
Yeah.
But literally, I've come through this and I've experienced it. That means in me, God had already created the computers in me. But these computers needed a true environment. The seed of the computers needed a true environment where it could sprout out. But guess what? I was in home where my father was getting me into metal fabrication. And my mother tells me, Alex, what is that tata gamba? Can you listen to your dad? Why are you growing heads with your dad? Please stay in line with the dad. Your father is looking for the best for you. But in me, the seed was for computers, but it was looking for the right soils for it to sprout out until God landed me in the right environments that I've done a lot of works that are so amazing. That are so amazing. Of course, I'll give you one scenario. I was seated here and people from UK were calling me. People from UK, guess what? Their computers were stuck. Their Microsoft Word was stuck. Everything was stuck. And literally, they had to connect me on Ndesk. And I had to fix their computers remotely in UK. But I'm seated in Uganda in my room. And these people are calling me gods of computer. And I wonder. So literally now you could see how my father was putting me into welding. And yet God had put a seed in me that is quite so different. And if there any parent on this platform, don't force your kids to do what you want simply because you feel they can survive the way you want them to survive. Find out the seed God planted in them. They just need nourishment. They just need. Now, I'll give you an example, Steve. My brother does art. He has art in him, real art. My mother told me, my brother was looking for work. I need work. My mother told me, get a space for him at your workplace. Let him come and sit in computers. But I've grown up with my brother. I've tried to teach him computer. He has refused. He said, Alex, fix the computer. I'll play the games. That is my way. Then my mother tells me, Alex, you were a bad man. You were a bad brother. If you have space at your workplace, because I remember my boss was advertising for a space. We needed workers in our company. And my mother, I said, I will not bring my brother. I told my mother, there is something special and unique in my brother. It only needs a right environment for it to sprout out. My mother, Alex, you have a bad heart. You don't want your brother to blossom like you, you know? And I told him, mother, no. And I told my brother, you know what? I'm not going to put you in my space. They want workers, but I'm not going to take you there. Guess what? Stay in your environment. Stay in your workplace. You will work. You will work. Guess what? My brother gets into an environment. He's good at designing. We designed a poster. I was supposed to donate a computer to my church. When I donated a computer, I told him, as I'm donating this computer, make a portrait. You know, they are called portraits. You make a portrait of our reverend of the church. And as I'm forwarding this computer, forward your portrait. He gave the portrait to the reverend, and the reverend was so happy. There is a guy in church who looked at him. I told him, you know what? You're the one who made this portrait with your hands. He said, yes. I have a brother in South Africa who needs he's having a birthday, and I want to give him a portrait of his face. Could you please make it? He said, yes, I can make it. How much? Hi, he ran to me and said, Alex, they're asking me for how much I can make this portrait. I told him, you know what? Don't tell them the price. We looked at for the paints. We got the paints. The paints were 5,000. We went and looked for the material needed, and the material, all of the material was 20,000.
Wow.
And I told him, tell him a portrait goes for 200,000. He said, Alex, now we are stealing him. I told him, no, this is business. Tell him a portrait goes for 200. He went and told him the portrait goes for 200. He said, oh, okay, that is way too low than my budget. I thought it was something like 300, but you're a good man. If you're doing it at 200, well and good. Let's go ahead. My brother lost it all. He said, Alex, I wanted to imagine. We had a capital of 20,000 and it's making 200. Now, that seed in him was already there, but my mother was telling him to take him into computers again. And that was not his world. Now, when I helped him, I told him, you know what? He went with he looked for a job, and he went for this designing company, Pseudo Graphics. They do the printings on t-shirts, they caps. He went there and told them, you know what? I want you to employ me. Can you guys employ me? He told me, do you know how to design? He said, I don't know how to design. He told him, can you teach me? If you teach me, I can learn. And the guy told him, he looked at him and told him, he looked at him, he looked so rubbish and ramshackle, and I told him, you know what, go look for a laptop. If you get a laptop, you come back, I'll teach you. He thought that this was so hard for my brother to get a laptop. Then my brother told me, give me 2 months, I will have had the laptop. Then my brother comes to me, he told me, Alex, they are willing to take me on, but I don't have a laptop. I told him, I have asked for 2 months. I told him, you're stupid. I have a laptop. Take my laptop. Tell him you have the laptop. When he took my laptop, this guy was like, wow, I thought you could fail to get a laptop. Steve, guess what? It took my brother 1 week to learn measurements in AI, that is Illustrator. It took him 1 week, simply because the seed was in him. Now, if I'm to tell you that he's the top graphics designer in his company that everybody is looking at, he's at mini price. But everybody who's running at that company for designs, they run to him. His boss has opened up various branches, but it takes him there that simply because people are running to him, he's the best. And it took him 1 week. He just needed a right environment for him to be polished up. But because my mother wanted him to get Motwaro for that day, he wanted me to employ him in my company. Yet he was losing what God has put in him.
He's not taking advantage of, I think there's a parable about having the talents and multiplying them. But now I'm intimately curious, since you are the new age of the parents, knowing what you know now. I'm always curious in understanding how the new age of parents are going to transfer that knowledge to their kids, especially if it just so happens to be their child. I recently have just done a kuchala. Congratulations to you, by the way. So I can imagine. So I can imagine very soon you're going to be welcoming in maybe like a family, a child. But I'm actually very curious, when it comes to you being like how your father was, you think that this is going to be the direction that will be best for your child, but your child is seeing things a different type of way. Are you in position to accept it within yourself that let him do what he wants?
Steve, that's a very good question. That's a very good question. And I want to be addressed to the parents on this platform. If anybody's a parent, let me tell you one thing. If your kid comes to you and tells you, Daddy, I find it passionate in digging pits, or beheading pigs or beheading cows, I feel it good. That is me. Because I think it's the worst thing a child could do in a family. Please support them. Guess what? they'll become the inventors of machines that will slaughter cows in a flip of a second. Because this seed is in him, creativity will be at its peak. Creativity will be at its peak. Guess what, my brother? If you tell him, I want a shirt to look like this, by words, you feed these words into his brains, and he will design something. He will design it out of him. So the problem we have with parents right now is they have that. It's called Miguel calls it
domestication.
Domestication. Thank you so much. Miguel calls it domestication, where they think we are lawyers. We are supposed to be lawyers, and all of us in this line have to be lawyers. It is wrong. It is wrong. Steve, in these things of IT we do, I happen to go to a farm and I speak to this lawyer. This guy tells me, Alex, I emulate you. I like the way you do your stuff. You do it with a lot of passion. There's a way you fix computers with a lot of passion. I told him, aren't you passionate about the law you're doing? He told me, I hate it with all my heart. You know what he told me? I hate law with a lot of passion. It's because my father and mother pushed me to this. Let me use the word that, please, let me quote him. He told me, man, I hate this shit my parents told me to do, man. I don't feel it. I feel like I'm wasting a lot of time sitting here. I was quoting him, that's how he's talking with his accent. Man, it's douchey. Every time, get off office, get to office. Get out of office, get to office. I told him, what do you like? Man, I feel it when I get into sales. I'm speaking with a lawyer. I'm speaking with a lawyer who was sat in office and he's calling it shit. It's because my father wanted me to feel it, to blend in with the family. So I had to fill in for my father. I had to do it for my father. It's crap. And he's a lawyer. Now, guess what? If a person wants to be a lawyer and listen to this lawyer, all rates of becoming a lawyer will be lowered down. So parents and future coming parents, don't force children to do what you want them to do. Support them to do what God has called them to do, because every person is created unique. Guess what, Steve? I'm a computer specialist. My brother is a graphics designer. My sister is a cosmetologist. One of the other sister is a chef. She's catering. Now, guess what? My company was looking for where to print all the shirts, all the cups. And guess what? My brother was the potential candidate, and I got him the job. At my brother's place, they were looking for computers to buy and to fix. They need a person to frequently service their computers, and they want to add on the number of computers they have. Guess what? He puts my name. My brother can sell you computers. My brother can fix your computers. So parents, we are missing on that. Thank you, Steve.
I like what you've said. Indeed, you've embodied the firstborn leadership role very well. You've carried a lot of your siblings. And congratulations to that. As we're winding up, it's 8, but we are going to wind up. Bear with us. We had a technical glitch in between there. I'm interested in hearing about the life that you're living now. What would categorize it as a life well lived? In the book club that we both share, you posted a picture of the books that you're currently reading, and you seem to be an organized person. We are curious to understand on your part, what does a life well lived look like, given that things have changed so much thus this point?
Steve, thank you for that question. It's a really good question. What does it, man? Hey, Steve, life is good. Life is good. Good life is good.
Yeah,
and guess what?
Said it. Yeah.
Nobody's coming in for you. It's you to come in for yourself.
Yeah.
Steve, I've read a lot of material and it has shaped me. I have mentors. I have my boss, is called Kaumashafik. He has told me and he has taught me how to sell. Besides the knowledge of computer I have, he has taught me how to sell this knowledge. One, I'm having Hamis Chigundu. People don't want to read that book of Ham, but go and read that book. Ugandans have that problem that harm is supported by the government. But harm to be seen by the government, he has something he did that made him in a spotlight where government can see him.
Yep.
Go and read his book. Stop
Yep.
that. Steve, let me use a bad word. Stop that stupidity of harm. The Sora kusoma katabo ka harm. Harm has written a statement in his book that I applied even at my church. Ham said, if you can save 100 coin from Lukumi, from 1,000, in that book, you're worth. Time will come when you get 10,000, you can keep 5,000 and stay with 5,000. I brought this concept at church. People, whenever people come for practice, I tell them now, come with 1,000 from January up to the end of at the end of the year. Steve, guess what? We managed to raise 7 million. But I got that knowledge from Hamis Chigundu's book. I've read a lot of books and they have inspired me. They have changed life. They have connected me to people. Like I've now connected. I know where to place myself. I know how to deal with people that I know now. These people are in the line of the life I want. Life is good if you work hard for that life. You know, it feels good to get into a smart house, into a clean house. It feels good. It's inspiring. It gives you guys to go and work in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, guess what? Yeah. Guess what? I'm a clean man. I do housework. I've been taught by mother to do housework. Remember, I was left. I was a child. All my sisters and brothers have grown in my hands. Whenever mother could go away, it is you, the mother. Even your father is left in your hands. You have to cook for him. You have to clean the house. You have to iron for your father. Now, my wife got a problem with me. She quarreled. How can you do housework? How can you do this? But I'm learning to fit in. I'm learning to fit it because this is how my mother's raised me. This is how my mother's raised me. I want things smart. I want if my shirts, I don't hang shirts on a line. My shirts should be hung on a hanger first, then put on a line. In my wardrobe, all my jeans have to be, all my khaki jeans have to be aligned smart. And thank God, my woman is adapting it. She's adapting it. But we quarreled. We had a fight. The next time we had to sit before mom. And mommy told me, Alex, please let her play her woman roles in her house. It's her house. It's her home.
Yeah.
But still, good life is good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That is the statement out of all this session, that good life does really feel good. I'm happy to hear that. It's something definitely we can take away. But speaking of taking away, for anyone on the call, or perhaps they know someone that shares similarities with this story, everything that you have mentioned in here, if you were to give them in a piece of advice that if I were to be in that position again, this is exactly what I would do, what kind of advice would you pass on to them?
Advice number one is believe in yourself. Run away from the environment. Environment is intoxicating you. People were asking me, where are you going with your computers? If you computer with a video makulu, that's what my father could say. If you computer you, but then it is the computers that are feeding me now.
Yeah.
Number two, have achievable goals. Set achievable goals. Number three, have a mentor. Be inspired by people who have made it in life. Don't have bias. Don't have nook on people. I'm inspired by my boss, Kauma Shafik. I'm looking at him. I'm inspired by Hamis Chigundu. I'm inspired by Patrick Bitatule. And I've really liked him. And the other thing I'm telling my fellow youth that are on this call, I got this word from Patrick Bitatule, and I'm going to say it direct as he said it. If you want to grow rich, if you want to be successful, if you want your life to be good, be in line with the government that is in control. be in line with the government that is in control. In other words, love the government that is in control. Because if you go against the government, you'll be imprisoned, bakutembe karakasa, you're rioting, you're doing what? Either way, flow with what is flowing. Because government has created peace for you, government has created currency for you, government has given you peace and freedom. Guess what? I'm closing up a deal and I have to leave work at midnight and I'm driving my car safely at home and nobody is stopping me. So Patrick Bitature cautioned the youth that instead of opposing the government or fighting against the government, stay focused to your goals and use the peace that the government has provided for you to succeed, to self-develop yourself. And this was where from Patrick Bitature. Thank you so much, Steve.
I like that. A thing cannot be all bad. Sometimes there are positives to it, and you exploit them in the moment. I think I've attended that session. It was I don't know what's it called. It's a men gathers event where he probably said something like that sometime. And of course, there are, despite very varied opinions, obviously, but for people who are on this journey of personal development, there are things you pick out from a thing. And so, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we have really shortened by about 10 minutes, but we thank everyone that has been on the call today. Thank you, Alex. There's so much that I know that you can share. You are one of the people that I have noticed has that leadership streak. Oh, by the way, Alex is fixing my computer. I just gave it to him and he immediately told me, this is what's wrong. This is, you only need to do this, only need to do this. So yeah, I appreciate the connection and we are happy that you are part of this community. There are a lot of people who would benefit from your leadership, from your story. You have an amazing story and I encourage you to share as much as you can. I'm happy that you're joining us. You're part of us. There's so much that a lot of our community members can learn from you. And I'm really happy that you have decided to share your story with us and we continue to explore moments like this moving forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those that have been able to make it on this call, I'm happy that you always appear. Value Thursday is about moments like this where we meet people like Alex over here, and we hear how their journey to improvement has been. The one takeaway I can say for myself, and guys on the call, please just type in the chat box what is the one takeaway that you have gotten from Ronnie's story. The one takeaway I think I have taken is alignment with people who have the things that you want. The environment, I don't know how many times I've emphasized the environment part. The people that you're spending your time with are constantly programming you. You might not even know it. And when we talk about the environment, we are looking at the people, but even also the content that you're consuming. Look at the kind of social media you're consuming, the kind of videos that you're watching, the kind of songs that you're even listening to. Slowly by slowly, they are programming you. And as I mentioned earlier on the call, we have a self-mastery program. If you are in a stage of life where you're at crossroads, you don't know where you want to go with your life, and you need a little bit of refinement and clarity, I encourage you to join the Take the First Step program that is currently going to start on 15th February. Sorry, 15th March. And also for people readers like Alex over here, he reads a lot. He showed us the books that he's currently reading. We have a book club. It's called Baller Reads, and it means better readers, really. But if you're interested in learning, reading, I encourage you to join that book club. Okay. Ronnie wants to give us a closing prayer. I don't know. Are you available to give us a wrap closing prayer and then we can uh, go off? Yes, Ronnie, you can open your mic and speak. So, yeah.
Okay, shall we? Let's pray. Our kind, precious, and loving God in heaven, I want to thank you for this session. I want to thank you for the environment that you've allowed us to be part of. In a special way, I'm praying for my dear brother, Nsimbi Alex. Thank you for the insights that he has shared with us. How we pray that you enable us to apply these things so that we can also shape our stories for the better. As we are going to sleep and other people are going to travel to different destinations, we call upon your name. Come be with us. Enable us achieve all the success that you've prepared for us. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we prayed. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ronnie. It's always a pleasure. For those who are putting up hands, we will finish the rest of this conversation in the chat group. But thank you very much for attending this call, and let's keep up again every Thursday. If you want to continue communicating, the group is open. Have a good night. You motherfuckers, it is not even 8 p.m. Here.